Thanks for sliding into the booth at the Millennial Diner Podcast. Hey, it's Phil. I came to the diner a little early today, not to bask in the quiet of the diner before Jeff shows up, but to remind you of all the things. Follow us on social media to get the latest updates and shenanigans, and check out our merch available on TeePublic and the Dashery. Just search Millennial Diner Podcast, you'll find all the things. Executive producer Megan has created for you to consume. Well, not eat, like buy. Don't eat a shirt. Do check out all the t-shirts, sweatshirts, and stickers if you're feeling generous. Now I see Jeff entering the diner, so let's get this show started. Enjoy.
Jeff and Phil, they take the stage. Two voices wise beyond their age. Spin vinyl tales of old punk days. Rock and rebel in caffeinated haze.
Welcome to the Millennial Diner Podcast. This is Jeff. I'm here at the diner with Phil, as per usual. Getting ready.
Yeah.
And to order the usual, I'm guessing, is what Phil's going to do. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Phil, how are you doing today?
Well, I've been better. My favorite pen just died. I ran out of ink in my favorite pen, and that's rough because honestly, this is like the only pen. Did you know this is the same pen? For those who are on YouTube, actually can see it. It's a precision. Hang on, it's here somewhere. This is the Pilot Precision pen. This is the same pen I've been using since college. Not the exact same pen. The
Is it a
same
5 or
style.
7?
What was it?
5 or a 7?
Oh, I don't know which one this is. Where do you see that? I see Pilot. I rubbed it away. You can't.
Oh,
see
it's
it.
Pilot. Never mind. I'm thinking someone else.
It's a Pilot. Well, if we're thinking of you, you're a 10.
Well, yes. I have a
Interesting.
Pilot pen too I love, Phil. Now that you brought it up, and I guess this is what we're doing here. Sorry,
This is
Phil. Stand by.
Stand by.
I have gotten into the V. It's the Pilot V
Yeah.
sign pen.
Oh, wow. Look at that pen.
What I like about these, Phil,
Yeah.
is they're actually kind of a felty, markery,
Oh,
very fine.
very fine. But that looks like you hold like a marker. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it gives me the satisfaction of like writing with a Sharpie, but not as heavy.
That's an interesting. I like that idea. Okay. Folks, we were not being paid by Pilot whatsoever. That's not even to be facetious. That's 100%.
Right.
Well,
Well,
like
if
the
Pilot wants to sponsor this podcast,
That's
if
totally
Pilot-
okay.
We can rename the diner to the Pilot Millennial Diner.
The Pilot presents the Millennial Diner.
Yeah, like Vans
What?
work for.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. All right, Flo. Does Flo like pens? Flo, she's using like
She's been
little.
tapping her pen
Yeah,
a
she
bit
is.
there. So, Flo,
All right.
let's just get into the flow of it all.
Let's get into
what
it.
I did there. I'm just
Very
gonna, I don't know, just give me a double tall stack of pancakes, vegan pancakes. That's what, 10 pancakes, 12 pancakes. Make it a
Yeah,
baker's
that-
dozen.
That is. You hungry, man? That's a lot of pancake.
Listen, it's been a life.
Some days it's just a 13 pancake kind of day, and I get that. I totally.
Yeah,
get
and I'm gonna get a coffee with that, with
Yeah.
some. That'd be great.
Good idea. Good idea. I think I'll have. Wait, were you done? I want to make sure your order is complete before I go forward.
Bro, I'm about to eat 13 pancakes. What else do I need?
I was just double checking. All right. I will let's see. Some rye toast, a little bit of butter, and black coffee. That sounds really good. Let's do that.
That's what we call the usual.
Consistency. That's what that is.
Bill, speaking of consistency, today we are going to rank the albums of a very consistent band.
Very consistent band.
Consistent, and also one who pushes their sound every album. And
Every album. Yeah.
There's progression, and they're greater for it.
Actually, and they're funny. They're consistent in being inconsistent in band members.
That's very true too. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get into that a little bit as well.
We'll get into that a little bit.
But
too,
they are
yeah.
consistent with one person in the band, the incredibly talented Haley Williams, one of the greatest voices in all of music.
Man, she can sing. Gosh, she can sing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about Paramore, of course.
Paramore, of course. Can we just take a second to just appreciate Haley Williams for everything? She is probably one of the greatest pop stars who isn't on her own. right? She fronts a band, and I still think to this day, I still remember the quote she talked about. No, like they talked about her, like being in the front and leading the band, and she's always like, "No, that's my band," and that has always stayed with me. But she is a phenomenal singer and presence on stage, and probably could do her own solo tour.
Well, she has a solo album.
She does, right?
I don't know if she ever toured it because I think it might have came out during the pandemic times.
Yeah,
But but I think you're right, and I think you're also hitting on some history with her and the band, which we'll probably talk a little bit about as we go through the albums. But she was kind of discovered as a teenager.
correct.
She wanted to do pop punk. She liked that kind of rock music, and that's what she wanted. So she like wanted to make a band, and she wanted
Hmm.
that to be her thing. She didn't want to go out and be like a Taylor Swift. She wanted to be a pop star. She wanted to be a rock.
Although she's friends with Taylor Swift.
Oh, they're besties.
They're besties. Yeah, they are. Uh, is it where are your boys? They talk about that where she became friends with Taylor Swift. Isn't that in that same book? Or is that in the the, the Dan Ozzie book that we like to go back to? It's in one of them.
I think it's in the well, I'm not sure. I think it's in Where the Boys Tonight.
Where are the boys? Okay. That's what I was thinking. Get either one of those books, folks. Go ahead and read those books. They're fantastic. They are utterly fantastic. But yeah, she actually is best friends with Taylor Swift. They kind of came together because they were young female artists getting into the
In the
scene, right?
Nashville scene, I think.
In the Nashville scene, getting and coming into music scene together. And I think that's cool that they kind of found a kinship to one another.
Absolutely. But
Well,
what's cool about I think for Paramore is they kind of came up in the I believe they were Fueled by Ramen was the original label for them. They came in
Fueled
that.
by Ramen is the original. That's
Yeah.
correct.
So they kind of like well, I mean, she started very young. Like I first saw them, I think it was like Warped Tour 2006, I want to say. And it was the first time I saw them, and I guess like she was like 16 or something and
Yeah, it's
Warped Tour.
something like that. Yes.
Crazy. But like her voice was like you're like, holy shit. Who is
She's
this
one
girl? Like she's
she's one of those singers, man. She's one of the ones you stop and listen when you hear her because she's just that strong a singer. To this day, I'll still stop and listen to her because she's a fantastic singer.
yeah. Well, I'll note one of my favorite songs by them, which she is iconically uses that incredible voice. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Nonetheless, we have a list here.
We
We're going
do.
head-to-head competition. This
I,
is
I'm gonna tell you right now, this is probably one of the hardest lists I've had to come across where I was like, wow, I'm gonna have to get down to it and just start splitting hairs to really get this into some concise order that even as I look at it, I'm like, no, I'm probably wrong, but whatever. I'm gonna move on with this, and
yeah,
here
I
we
think
go.
we come across this in some of these bands, especially these bands who kind of transcended the scene into like the 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 pop rock world or whatever,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
considering.
because they even have like a little like indie pedigree to them in some of these albums where it's just they start off the first few are very emo pop punky, and then slowly as band members change,
Mhm.
they start shifting away and going into a different direction, and then have continually kind of just changed up their sound a little bit every time, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
But the authenticity of the lyrics and the singing has always kind of been the through line, I think.
Well, I think Haley's she's the grounding force, right? Of the singing, the way she sings, the way she writes lyric or presents lyrics, and on it, she's what keeps it all together.
Yeah. So when
Or
we do this list, not to like give spoilers, there's definitely a Paramore era that is more my favorite era.
yeah,
Not that I don't like the other era. I like that too, but like it when I sat down and like listened to them all again, I was like, oh, it's interesting. I'm still gravitating back towards the one area I thought it would be.
yeah. Which which is funny because I was like, I think I'm a little more I'm more kind of all over the place. I think maybe. Let's find out. All right, Jeff.
Start
There's
off a
six.
little. I'll say this. I
There
start off a little all over the place, but then it kind of
it solidifies. Okay. Yeah. So there's only six. We're gonna go with the six. These again, we're gonna go to studio albums, not the live albums, not the extended plays or the remix. We're gonna stick to the studio albums as they were.
all
So
right.
there are
Here we
six,
go.
Jeff. Where are we starting?
I'm gonna start number 6, and again, sometimes we have to like give this, you know, just let people know that this is a from best to least best list. This is not a worst to best or vice,
Nope.
whatever I said, vice versa.
Yep. Yep.
Because the first one I have is the 2023 album, This Is Why. And I love this record.
That's a great record.
I think it's a fantastic record. It's got post-punk vibes, alt-rock vibes, dance punk, shoegaze. I mean, it really kind of like has like experimental approach. It's more mature. I don't know. It's great, but I think maybe because of recency bias, it's the one I spent the least amount of time with. So that's why it's number 6.
I'm gonna agree with you. And for the same reason, I think it's too new for me to fully appreciate all this. I love it. The lead single is bonkers. Like, This Is Why is a fantastic song.
Yeah.
Fantastic song. I think I don't think I've spent enough time with it. That's it. Only reason.
Yeah.
We gotta start somewhere. So This Is Why is at number 6.
Well, when we reboot the podcast in 10 years and we
Yep.
go back and do the same episodes over again with them, maybe things.
Would we keep the name?
We'll cast much younger versions for play ourselves, of course.
Yeah, would it be renamed, or would it still be the Millennial Diner Podcast, just done by Gen Zers?
Diner Podcast.
The skibbity toilet, no
Yeah.
cap.
Yeah.
If my son's listening to this, he's very cringe right now.
Yes, Pepper, it is cringe. Thank you for letting Phil know how cringe he is.
Yep. Sorry, Pepper. I know. Sorry. On the bright side, Pep, I can only see you bark. I can't actually hear you, so that's fantastic.
There you go. Don't worry, her bite is worse than bark.
She's very angry with me right now. All right, Jeff, what do you have at number 5?
Well, she's not happy about this pick that I'm coming in with. She's going to say, how can you do this? How can you go from number 6 is the newest album to dropping number 5 is to the first album? I'm going with All We Know Is Falling from 2005. Look, this is the songs that I got introduced to this band for. When I heard Emergency and Pressure, like I was like, oh, this is the next Fall Out Boy. This is the big thing, you know? And
Yeah.
It caught me right away. I think it's such a solid, very youthful pop punk, emo pop punk. It's kind of raw, but it's very straightforward.
It's very straightforward. So we're 2 for 2. All we know is at the bottom. It's going the other way. They're young, they're inexperienced, they're new. It's a new sound. It was, what year was this? 2005. When that came up, though it sold over 500,000 units. That's pretty crazy. Fueled by Ramen. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I think this is one of those where it is a new band who does a great job starting off and getting their sound out there, but I don't think they're the band they're going to be just yet. I think they're still trying to find their feet and how they want to approach songwriting and all that. The Farrah brothers were really big on this one. They did a lot of the work. Not that I'm going to dissuade against them, but I definitely think this is the introduction album where they're not there yet.
Yeah. I mean,
but you saw what they could be.
Yeah, and I think we've covered many bands who have this first record where you're getting a teaser of what's to come.
Yeah, you're getting the start of it. Right, we're 2 for 2, Jeff. Are we going to go 3 for 3 on this?
I don't know. Let's find out. Why don't you hit me with your
number 3? We're gonna go back the other end of the spectrum, and we're gonna go 2 albums back. I'm gonna say After Laughter. I have number 4 spot. After Laughter. The reason why, again, it's a newer album. It's not. I don't know if recency bias with this one. I feel like it's okay. It's better than the first. It's the first one, if I remember right. This is where this first one with where Zach Farrell has come back. So the brother has come back to play in the drums, and I'm okay with that, I guess. Although I think he's still in the band right at this point, because they do change him up often, don't they?
I think he is. I think it was just the one brother came back.
The one brother, yes. But that's where I'm going to put it. If I'm going to start putting these things, I think it's a very strong album. I just don't think it is at the top of the pile.
I understand that. I actually have After Laughter at the same spot, but I will say I struggled with this in the next one. They kind of flip back and forth to me. After Laughter, I think I actually listened to it more than I listened to the other one I was thinking of the spot.
Okay.
I love how 80s synth it is.
It's very, yes.
And I love that. And I love how bright it feels because it is a album about depression and it is a bleak songs that sound bright, fun, poppy, dancey, new wavy, which I love that juxtaposition, which I feel like the album does really well. Happy sounding sad songs. That's the
Happy sounding. It's like listen to Morrissey. Yeah.
without the baggage.
Without the baggage of Morrissey. Yeah. That's a lot of baggage. That's a lot going on there. A lot
Yeah,
going
but
on there.
it's this was I consider this phase 2 of Paramore for sure. This is the second album of phase 2, and it's great. It's a great album.
That's really interesting you put it that way because I feel like where This Is Why could be the start. It's either the start of the next phase or it's the end of the second phase.
Yeah,
The
it might. Well,
metamorphosis.
the next album
is
will tell us, right? The next album.
right. Yeah, and I'm very curious to see what they do next. Because I just again like they just kind of go wherever they want to go, and I appreciate that as a band. They're not the Ramones. Where the Ramones have stuck to the same song they were over what 25 years actually actively making albums. Same song every time. It's okay though.
Well, Pet Sematary is a little different, I think.
Well, that's particularly when they use it at the end credits. That was the end credits song. Isn't that weird? Very strange that was an end credits song. All right, Jeff. We're in halfway through. We are 3 for 3. Just remind everybody on this from 6 to 4. It's This Is Why, All We Know, and After Laughter. We're now going to go to 3 and see if we're continuing the same. I got a feeling though, this is where we're gonna start splitting it up a little bit. But
I think so too. I think I was surprised myself how the top 3 laid out for me.
Same. I'm very okay. All right. What do you have for number 3?
Number 3, I have Paramore, self-titled 2013.
Mm-hmm.
This was to me, this is the new phase of Paramore, right? This
Yes.
is where the genre bending really happens, and we're getting more new wave, we're getting more pop, we're getting pop rock, we're getting just a fusion of elements here, and it's like kind of a reinvention, right? But there's also acoustic interludes, and the singles are just incredible. Like, Ain't It Fun and Still Into You, one of the best Paramore songs.
Great song.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I this one came out and I was like, oh, okay. Because I think there was a big break between this and the one before. I think the last one was 2009.
There is, and it's 2013 is Paramore is the self-titled
This is kind of like
yes.
we're coming, like so many of these bands, there's like a 5 to 7 year space where they kind of, maybe we don't do this anymore. Maybe we do. And they come back, and this was the comeback, and to a whole new audience and a whole new vibe. And I loved it.
Whole new vibe. This is where we're going to deviate. Also, this is where it feels we get the hate mail. I have number 3. I have Riot at number 3. The big album. I feel like other albums are actually better than this one. This is a fantastic album. I love Misery Business. I love Crush, Crush, Crush. I love That's What You Get, although that's a really poppy song, which at the time I was like, what are they, a pop band? Come on now. But that was
earworm.
That is an earworm. That is 100% me gatekeeping right there. And I openly admit that because at the time I was like, what is this going on? I don't get it. But then the more I'm like, oh wait, they're a pretty awesome band. You should pay attention to them. Like I said, Riot is an amazing album. It's got all the hits. It's got everything you want on there. I still think the band they got their feet under them at this point, right? I really think that they're fine-tuning what that ultimate sound's going to be.
Yeah.
So I have Riot at number 3. I know.
Well, you're right. You're in for some Misery Business. You've crushed.
It's a fantastic song.
Paramore fan base, and they're going to be sending you letters to New Hampshire because Phil, that's what you get. That's what you get.
That's what I get. That was excellent job getting them all in there. I appreciate that.
I'm a professional.
What do you have at number 2?
Well, number 2, I have Riot.
So now what are we gonna do? Why do you have Riot at number 2?
Phil just talked about. I this to me was, I liked the first album, but this is the one where I was like, oh, this is not leaving the car CD player for a while.
Nope.
This is summer. This album is just like iconic to me.
I gotta admit, it actually, and like I said, I was gatekeeping a little bit. This song this really changed my tune on female-led pop punk bands, right? And I knew, like, at this point, what was it, 2000? I had some Tsunami Bomb, and I had who other? Oh, I like Say Ferris a bunch, but I was like, I was like, yeah, it's fine. This Riot was what propelled that area for me. Really did. I'll openly admit that. But also just really showed what Haley and Co can do. But number two, though, I actually have Paramore, the album Paramore, because one, I love the cover of the three of them. It's just of the new version of the band, right? And I love that it's self-titled because it is basically it's the first album without the Farrow brothers. It is, I guess, the final with the Jeremy Davis as the bassist. But I love how it's just them on the cover, presenting themselves. We are Paramore. This is who we are, the new band, right? And for all the reasons why you had number three, I put it at number two.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense. Which means, if I do my math right, kids, you and I have the same favorite album by Paramore.
Yeah, but before we get to that, let's pause for 1 second.
WMDP, home of the Jeff. Station identification right there. All right, Jeff.
Yeah, this is WFAN The Fan here in New York.
Here in New York.
Z100.
I referenced what was his name? Now I can't remember his name. What was his name in the morning?
Howard Stern.
No. The pop guy, top 40 guy.
Casey Kasem.
Nope, it's gone. It'll come back. I'll figure it out. All right, what do you have for number one?
Well, I think we have the same one because
we do.
And I'm really happy, Phil, because I was really worried you were going to get this wrong. There's no question to me that Brand New Eyes from 2009 is their best fucking album.
It is a phenomenal album. It's got my favorite song on there, which is Ignorance. That song is amazing. Awesome. What are you gonna do? Why do you like Brand New Eyes so much?
I mean, I think the lyrics got way more introspective on this one. And they became more of a rock band than necessarily a pop punk band in a lot of ways.
I can hear that. I can see that.
It's the heaviest album in a lot of ways. The songs are Big Brick by Boring Brick. Only exception Playing God. And I mentioned earlier, All I Wanted, when she like lets out that the howling note, like all I wanted was you, when she goes, I'm not gonna try to do it. It's like,
I appreciate that.
Show stopping,
It is 100%. It is. Pause while I have to burp there. I'll make sure to edit that out. I think it is lyrically the best, what they put together. I think sonically, audibly, it is what the last few albums have been building toward. I really like how you put that they kind of got away from being, let's simplify it down into being an emo pop punk band, and they became like a rock band and a pop rock, but like there's a poppy side to them, right? Because anytime you can write catchy hits or catchy tunes, there's going to be that pop is going to end up in there. That's why the Descendants are a pop punk band, because they write catchy tunes. But still, they're like a hardcore punk band. I think with Paramore and Brand New Eyes is lyrically them at the best, musically at their best, everything connected at the right time, and you put out this amazing, thoughtful, introspective, there's some anger in a lot of them, but done in a very refined, thoughtful way.
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting because I think when you get to After Laughter, it's like After Laughter is the like depression album. This is like, you totally get it too. Like they blew up. They were like this huge band. They were having a lot of internal problems. As the case when bands get big.
Yeah.
But they were able to channel that into very mature, emotionally complex songs that really kind of stand the test of time of alt rock anthems.
Yep. And who they bring in to help produce?
Who did they bring, Phil?
They brought Rob Cavallo, the arguably the guy with his finger on the pulse of punk rock, emo albums of that entire time frame. Man, can he put out? He could produce an album, I tell you.
Look, I mean, we could do a Rob Cavallo, uh, Mount Rushmore of Brand New Eyes, Dear You from Jawbreaker, Black Parade by My Chemical Romance, American Idiot.
I mean, what can you put on? I mean, the dude is just that good.
Yeah.
He might be worth his own episode, by the way. Just although we'd have to narrow that down because the dude's got a lot of credit. But hey, folks at home, let us know. Should we do a producer version of one of these albums? Let me know. Put it in the comments.
Yeah. I said we could do a Will Yip episode. That'd be really good. This is a great idea. I'm glad we're brainstorming our ideas here.
While people are listening, instead of talking about Paramore. All right, folks, let me go back and just let me go with the 6-1 for Jeff. This is why all we know after laughter, and then he said Paramore, Riot, and Brand New Eyes. I'm the same, except I swap Riot and Paramore. There you go.
There it is. You know, while we're talking about Paramore, I just want to give a shout out to about a decade ago. They did one of those emo tours, emo cruises that they were so popular these days. Yeah, the Coheed and Cambria has the SS Neverender.
Yeah.
I've never been on one. I've never been on a cruise myself, but something about going on a cruise and just seeing your bands play is cool. But when Paramore did theirs, I think it was like 2017-ish, around after the laughter-ish era, maybe.
Yeah.
Called Parahoy.
Parahoy. That's good. I like that a lot.
Now it's time for us to Parahoy on out of this diner. So, Phil, is there anything you want to say to wrap this up?
I do. So I want to do a quick thanks to Jacob, who's doing a lot of our music, and also to executive producer Megan for making all the t-shirt stickers and other fun shenanigans things you can purchase if you feel if you feel like you like to support the show. Remember, we don't charge for the episode, but we do have to pay some bills here or there. So if you feel like buying a t-shirt, go right ahead. If you do and wear it out proudly, tag us in the photo so we can also enjoy watching you wear one of our shirts. I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh, and yeah, no, the basic stuff. Follow us on social media, and you can get those shirts at the Dashery or TeePublic. Just search Millennial Diner Podcast. We have a Paramore shirt, actually. Now I think about it.
Yeah, we have the Riot. We have the Riot.
We have the Riot shirt. Yeah, we have the Riot shirt. Correct. That's correct.
Well, Phil, time to go home. After the laughter, after the black coffee and toast. See you next time.